I'm feeling very Donatella. Donatella. Both the Gaga version and the human version. I know it's uneven. I could not even it out to save my life. And I sneezed when I put on my mascara. Hello and welcome back to the channel. This week I have a little bit of a fun idea. I can't remember how far back it was, but in the comment section of one of my videos, I jokingly commented that maybe I should do a video on makeup that I've hated in the past that I have purchased. And then I kind of was like, wait, maybe that's a good idea for a video. So I've been compiling this list of makeup products for a few weeks now on my phone. Also, I have a huge canker right on the inside of my lip. So if I sound a little bit different, I'm just trying really hard not to piss it off even more. I'll have it popping up on the screen here like in new makeup releases, but let me open up my little note here. I'm so excited to no longer have this note. There are probably still products missing from this list. I've done my best to like really dig deep. I also went through like Allure, Birdie, Glamour, Nylon, just compiled the best makeup of whatever, just so I could get a little bit of a more rounded reminder of what the popular makeup products were that I may have been purchasing. And we'll talk about it as we go through. I think the most obvious disclaimer that I do have to put out for you guys is I am Canadian, so a lot of the most popular viral makeup products were not available in Canada. So there's going to be products that maybe you remember that were not available here, so I never purchased. As well as, like, if I don't talk about it in this video, I most likely never purchased it in the first place, so I can't really speak on it. And this video is strictly for makeup I have regretted and hated. Okay, so this doesn't have anything that's like, it was okay. You know, like makeup products where you use it and you're just like, it's okay, it did the job, but I'm not gonna purchase it again. All that lump sum of product emotions isn't going to be in this video. This is strictly regrets and hates. The first product on this list is technically a regret. It's not a hate. The MAC Glowplay blushes. Reading my little note here, word for word, I like the formula. This is on the list more because they look so creamy in other videos, but don't have that texture for me. Also, didn't need Blush Please and the other one, and I don't know why I got both. The other one is True Harmony. I shouldn't have gotten those two colors. I should have gotten Blush Please and maybe a more pinky one, but I got True Harmony. True Harmony pulls very orange on me. Oh, today, you can't see it. Today I'm drinking Limeade. I had a craving. You know when you just have a craving for something that you haven't drank in years? Limeade. The thought of drinking a lime the other day was overpowering, so unfortunately it's not the little frozen condensed ones anymore because those are no longer sold. So this was simply Limeade. It's okay, it's not as good as Minute Maid, but it does scratch the Limeade want. I have seen creators like Elizabeth C speak on the whole creamy blush thing, and she says that once the doming effect goes away, that's when these become much more creamy. Honestly, I'm gonna have to see it to believe it because right now I don't believe it with these blushes. I just don't. So that's why it is in this video. Just a regret. Could have done without the two shades that I got. Could have had one or the other. Next is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Blush Highlight Wands. Directly reading from my note here, I took the sponges off, but the colors were whack for my skin tone. This is like the original lines, back when the contour wand had like 2 shades, I think. The highlight wand had 3 shades, and then the highlight wand that everyone used as a blush had 2 shades of pink. That was when I tried them. This was way before they did the matte blush wands. The contour was way off of what a contour shade for me should be. The highlights were really gold and you could see the cast on my cheeks. And then the blush was just like a really shiny blush. And it was all like, I wasted so much money on it, and I didn't love it, and I didn't enjoy using them. Yeah, possibly a controversial opinion on those. I tried the original Charlotte Tilbury foundation before the reformulation. I do believe it is now reformulated. And my note here says, way too drying and felt way too 2016 full coverage, which I don't like anymore. And I think that is the key here. Makeup tastes do change over time. So when you do buy a formula for a foundation, sometimes that foundation is formulated to the trend of when it gets released. So the original launch of that Charlotte Tilbury foundation was very full coverage, very intense. And when I tried it I think I started buying, whenever Charlotte Tilbury became very popular on TikTok, I think that was like late 2021 into 2022. That was when I purchased a lot of Charlotte Tilbury. I should have known better that full coverage was going to be full coverage, and I do remember it not being a good shade match, but in the way, we'll discuss it, in the way that most fair shades are, where it's always too orange or too yellow and like too pigmented, like the pigment is wrong, it's like too saturated, and a lot of fair skin tones are much more see-through and desaturated than brands make you think you are. It's just, so it was just wrong. It was just wrong. The next one, brave yet controversial, Oden's Eye Cosmetics. I know. Is this not blended up here? Oh my God, what a hot mess. We're going for a hot mess today. Okay, that's the vibe. My note is, I bought them all at launch and really didn't need to. If I sat and thought more, I would have got 10 max. So this is filed under regret. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. I'll put like if it was a regret or hate for the product. Do that in editing, future me. I know it's a lot of work, but do that. So for Oden's Eye glitter eyeshadows, they released these single shadows in 2024. I think it was fall 2024. Oden's Eye Cosmetics is one of the, I'm sure you know what they are, but it's just one of those indie brands that seems to own YouTube, where all the beauty people, like mid-range beauty people with, I would say 10,000 to maybe a couple 100,000 followers, they always talk and receive PR from Oden's Eye Cosmetics, and they always talk it up like it is the greatest thing on earth with their formulas and whatever. I really don't get the hype, you guys. I didn't understand. I felt a little duped by people who do recommend Oden's Eye Cosmetics. I'm a C Beauty girl. Love C Beauty. Have it on my face right now. I have this Cheer Up. This is from the Year of the Horse collection. This is supposed to, I will say, okay, brief little product review. This is the shade SH03. You can see the little Pegasus in there. It's still shiny. You can see it like on my inner corner here. It says it's matte online, and I was expecting a matte highlight like my Kaleidos contour palette. This still has shine in it. It's a very subtle shine, which makes me think that the actual highlighters are like really shiny. It's still beautiful, but just know if you've been eyeing it, that SH03, even though it's sold as a matte shade, it's not matte. It still has shine. But like, I love C Beauty, and purchasing Oden's Eye and then getting C Beauty shortly thereafter, I liked the C Beauty formulas significantly more. And I actually can't remember where Oden's Eye is manufactured, so I really don't know if it is like a Western brand that is sold as Western makeup that relies on Chinese formulas. Similar to Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Blend Bunny Cosmetics is Chinese formulas sold as a Western beauty brand, which I don't hate because the colors and stuff that Blend Bunny does for their palettes and things are really hard to find in C Beauty. So if you are interested in C Beauty, look into indie brands, Western indie brands that are manufactured in China, because then you can get the C Beauty formulas with the Western like colors, like the colors that we want in Western brands aren't always sold in C Beauty and vice versa. So there is a place for it. There is a place for it. But everything that I got from Oden's Eye in the original glitter launches, they all came individually wrapped. Okay, they were individually wrapped, so you have to unwrap an ungodly amount of plastic, and then they all come in this like plastic acrylic, which is fine. But when you buy, I'm not even gonna take all of these out, but I'm just gonna hold up some as an example. When you buy the entire collection, every single eyeshadow came with its own little individual holder. And I had purchased the 12 pan, the acrylic 12 pan from them to make the little eyeshadow palettes. And it was just so much work. I don't recommend it. And then shades, I got like so many shades of orange and like green and stuff that really, if I was smarter back then and if I had the same brain that I have now, I would have definitely let it sit, let it stew, maybe let things go out of stock, and then purchase on the second or third restock of those eyeshadows, and maybe I wouldn't have purchased the bundle, which was a lot of Canadian dollars to get that bundle. And I very rarely reach for my Oden's Eye eyeshadows. I just don't reach for them. I just don't. They're just so, I just don't reach for them. Moving on. We have so much more to talk about. Next is the Violette FR eye paints. My direct quote, "I love the blue. It is the bluest blue I own, but the formula is so tedious I never reach for it, but the blue does make me happy." This is what I'm talking about here. This is, you guys, this is the bluest blue, but it is a pain in the to use. It dries so fast. If you've used these multi-sculpts from MAC, because these went really viral and a lot of people bought them and a lot of people hated them because of how fast they dry. This dries, I want to say almost faster than the multi-sculpts. And I find because they dry so fast, they hate being layered on top of each other. So even if you want to make a very blue moment, you have to make sure you use enough of the eye paint to get the spread that you want in one layer, because if you add on top of it with more of the blue and you use your blending brush, the blending brush is going to knock off this formula, because it's almost like that clay, like that powdery clay formula, which I guess I don't like. I'm not a fan of it. So yeah, I will never purchase any more of the Violette FR eye paints, but I love that Dew Blue. And if you're more of a pro, you can make it work if you want to do like a halo eye. But if you want it all over the eye, I don't recommend it. Yeah, so see on my hand, the Violette FR is significantly less shiny, because it's drying down so fast. Can we see? Like the center of the MAC is now just starting to dry, but the mounds on the side are still really shiny, and the Violette FR is almost fully matte now. But imagine that when it starts to spread on your eye and it starts to get really, really thin, it just dries so fast. It's really hard to use. Yeah, it's almost fully dry on the Violette FR side. So if you've used the multi-sculpts and you had a really hard time with the dry time, avoid the Violette FR, because you will have the same problem that I have. Update, the FR is fully matte. Look at, yeah. That's what I thought. Good to know. This is wiping it off with just alcohol. At least it's waterproof. Okay, next is Naughty Naughty. This is this year. The Westman Atelier Contour Stick in Lay. Direct quote, I knew it would be a bronzer shade for me. I don't really do bronzer. I really could have waited for a mini or to swatch in store first. And that is because I broke my shopping rule for that Westman Atelier bronzer. I bought it at first launch back in the winter of this year. So I knew it would still be a bronzer on me because Biscuit is a bronzer on me. I don't know. I broke my rule. I think I just was so hoping that it would work for me. Deep down, when I saw the swatches online, I knew it would still be a bronzer on me, and I wanted to do a shade comparison TikTok for people to get the video out there first, because I knew a lot of people would be kissing to Westman Atelier because it is an expensive brand and a lot of people still want the free PR from them because it is so expensive. So I knew I had to save people money, so I had to waste my money in order to save you money by doing the comparisons, but I still regretted it. Okay, this is the next one. The Pat McGrath Matte Trance Lipsticks. Direct quote, they are classic matte lip formulas. Lips have to be perfect to wear them. The colors I chose are questionable now looking back. Technically 4, but one of them was gift with purchase. I have the shade Executive Realness, Full Panic, Polaroid Pink, and then the free gift with purchase was Divine Rose. You know, shrink this down in the little corner on your phone. Take a look at my page on my shorts tab, and then you tell me why the hell I bought these colors. Luckily, I got them on sale. If you don't know, Black Friday is the best time to buy Pat McGrath Labs because they do the more for more type of sale. So if you buy, I think normally it's around, if you buy like $300 worth of makeup, you get 40% off. So that's how I got these, except for the gift with purchase. So technically those were the 3 I bought. Why would I do that? Why? Hello, why would I do that? Your lips have to be so beyond perfect in order to wear these. They will show any nook, cranny, flake, peel, crack, all of it, they'll show it. It's a matte formula, but it's just one of those OG like drying, super drying matte formulas that a lot of people don't like in a lipstick. So if you've ever been eyeing one, I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of new lip technology now for a matte lip, like the MAC Hazy Mattes came out this year. I highly recommend checking those out. I got them in PR. I love recommending MAC because they go on sale a lot. So it's very easy in a lot of countries to purchase MAC cosmetics, unlike Pat McGrath Labs, where it is very expensive and very rarely on sale. I just recommend MAC because it's always going on sale. It just is. But that kind of like the hazy matte thing is going to be the new trend in lipsticks. So there's going to be a lot more of that kind of comfortable matte formula coming out. If the MAC Hazy Mattes on sale are still out of your budget, the good news is Westman Atelier also came out with something in a similar formula. Same with, what's that other one that's like Westman? Merit. Merit also came out with something in that similar type of formula. So when the high-end brands start to do it, very soon the drugstore brands will be coming out with their versions. So just sit tight, and I'm sure that kind of hazy, powdery, comfortable matte formula will be in your hands very soon from the drugstore. Next is the Sephora Collection Highlighter, the powder highlighter. Direct quote, terrible formula, so chalky on the cheeks, do not give a highlight effect at all. Blatant, to the point, you get it. Next, Laneige Milky Toner. Brave yet controversial. Didn't do anything and skin still felt dry. I don't know how it is so viral. I don't know how everyone recommends it. It literally felt like it did nothing. It felt like I may as well have just been splashing water on my face because it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. That was a major regret. I remember actually hate I remember hate using and hate finishing that product, and I was putting it I'd put it on my arms, I'd put it on my like décolletage. I bought it full price and I was like hate using it, and it was just a chore to finish. No. But if it works for you, I'm happy for you. It just really didn't work for me. Next, very recently, is the Prada lip gloss. Horrible smell, but happy it was PR and not my own money. You guys, I made a video talking about the smell of that product, and I kid you not, the next day I gave them away to a friend. And luckily the friend I gave them away to, she has a poor sense of smell. Her and the Prada best friends. Best friends. They went to a very happy home and were received with, what's the plural of ecstatic? Ecstaticism? That's not a word. Whatever, you know what I mean. Next is the Huda liquid lipstick. This was like from 2016? 2017, somewhere in there. Direct quote, I got it as a Christmas present back in the day. I didn't like the formula and was shocked that all the influencers said it was the best on the market. Back then I owned almost all the KVD liquid lips. The KVD liquid lipstick was my jam. I owned almost all of them. They were so good. Everyone said they were like horrible and uncomfortable. I found them to be the best because the formula was so thin. It wouldn't get that like chunks falling off your lips that all the other formulas did, like the Huda Beauty. I would put it on. You know what else did it? I'm saying his name once, and that's that. Jeffree Star Cosmetics did that with those liquid lipsticks. Very disappointed in those as well. But yeah, this was like one of the very few products from Huda Beauty that I ever tried, and it honestly knocked Huda off of my want to buy list since back in the day. I have major trust issues with that brand, and everyone's saying it's the best thing ever because I did not think so. Okay, next is the Patrick Ta eyeshadow duo. Yes, I am filming this as the drama is going down about the brightening blushes, and I just have to say, this is a weird, okay, I'm gonna say it very quickly. It feels weird to monetize the drama. It feels icky. It's not the same as the Lipstick Lesbians drama. It's not the same as that. This feels like racially pointed, and I just feel weird to make a whole video talking about it. I do think Patrick Ta is a piece of I have been uninterested in this brand since the 2024-2025 drama when it came to the Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos. This is all related to Patrick Ta as a whole. I gaslit myself into liking the eyeshadow duos. I bought the pink one. I don't know why I bought the pink one. I shouldn't have bought the pink one. And it was so expensive. I should have returned it, and I didn't return it. I just wanted to have the cost of it makes sense. And then shortly thereafter came out and she was saying that they're still owing for ads that she has run, and then there was like more black women and then some brown women, but the white people were getting paid and the Asians were getting paid. So that really dissatisfied me, and was also a reason why I wasn't really using that eyeshadow duo. Is I got the eyeshadow duo and the drama happened shortly thereafter, like within a week. So I haven't bought Patrick Ta since. And someone I know in Toronto was affected by the slimy content theft that they were going to do with Painted by Esther. They did to that person. I don't know if you watch my videos, but I was livid that that had happened. Genuinely, Patrick Ta kick rocks. I'm never going to recommend his products. I'm never going to try his products. Don't even comment it. Maybe I'll get it blocked in the comments, so it's not even going to show up for my eyes to read. That's how much I don't care about Patrick Ta anymore. He was done back then, and for now, for these people with Painted by Esther to be like, oh my god, Patrick Ta, he's already done this once to black women. He's already done this. and he's doing it again, and he's not sneaky about it. As per the back of my palm, he doesn't hide this. It's right in front of he's playing in front of your faces. It gets me so mad. So, if you are one of those people who ripped me a new one, even when I made my correction video talking about how this is a brightening blush and it was just a marketing term I had never come across before, well, Patrick Ta has now copywritten, like he invented, transition blush, which is another word for a brightening blush. And if you're now licking his boots because of this invention and how he's come across this and he's copywritten or trademarked or whatever the hell he did with the word transition for beauty products, you're a hypocrite. Everyone who is over on TikTok who keeps commenting that China and Japan did it first with their blush placements, not the same thing. Not the same thing. That blush is where it looks like it's crying and it goes down. What we're talking about when it comes to the transition blush style is 80s. It's up your whole cheek. See this cheek here? This whole cheek gets blush. Not the same thing as the Asian placements. So stop commenting it. You sound stupid. We're moving on. The next product is the Too Faced Peach Direct Quote. It was so scented and made me so nauseous, but it was expensive, so I gaslit myself into liking them. I think I had the foundation, I think I had one of the blushes, and I had the setting powder. I didn't have the eyeshadow palette. The peach smell, again, this is another product that was like a lot of swearing in this video. Stuff went down with the owner of Too Faced. So now I don't buy Too Faced because of everything that happened for that. But this was one of the last products I had purchased from the brand just because of it being controversial. I was over it and I felt lied to by influencers saying that the whole peachy line was amazing and it smelled like peaches. It just smelled like peaches. It does not smell like peaches. It smells like artificial peach, which is very different than a real peach. Artificial peach is gummy candy. It is the old Tim Hortons peach juice. It is not a real peach from a tree. Very different smells. So again, lied to, duped, felt duped, wasted so much money, shouldn't have done it. My shopping habits have changed a lot because of how much I felt lied to back in the day in this 2015 to 2019 influencer YouTuber era. It's just different. It's just different. I'm different now. This is also brave yet controversial. Anything La Roche Posay, pretty much anything, breaks me out or irritates my skin. The only thing that's safe, gotten in PR, is the B5 Hyaluronic Serum, and I hate the smell. I hate the smell. If I purchased it, I would be pissed, but I'm using it because it's my only day cream right now. The B5 cream, don't use it under makeup. It will cause your makeup to pill. Also another reason why I hate it. And the Anthleos SPF, just the SPF, not like any mineral tinted different version, just the chemical SPF, those three things, super cool. The B5 Balm broke me out, gave me cystic acne. That was very painful and not very fun. I feel for you cystic acne girlies. And I'll just do a quick montage of the La Roche Posay things that I've tried that should be in this video. And I want to like it so bad because everyone says it's the best thing ever. You're all lying. There's no way. It burns my skin. It hurts my skin. I get breakouts. It's not possible. I just don't believe you. Also, NARS Foundations. Quote, they are all yellow no matter the undertone. And I find that this is a very common problem. I'm not too sure if you are mid-tone or deep skin. Let me know as well. Maybe the problem is they're all too orange and not the yellow. And I don't know what it is because the concealers are so good. They're a holy grail like Chantilly for a lot of MUAs and people out there. So I don't know where the disconnect is in the foundations to the concealers. Not too sure about that, but I'm not mad because I've only ever tried 2 foundations. They both go yellow. So I just stopped purchasing NARS. And I also don't like using NARS. Call me prudish. I don't want to have to say that I'm using super sexy fun time on my cheeks. I don't want to do that because I don't want to get flagged for inappropriate adult content. It's not happening. So I don't buy NARS because of the names of the products. All of those products were things that I remembered from my noggin, and now we're going into products that I have pulled from blogs of like 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. We're going into the blog time where I needed my memory to get jogged about makeup products. And the first one is a real blast from the past. Glam and Glow face masks. Do you remember these? Direct quote, "I don't know why we thought these did anything but dry your skin and wax off your facial hair. Convinced the only reason we thought these worked is it ripped out the peach fuzz." So you know when you finish and you like, because it was one of those masks that dried into like a plastic sheet and then you rip it off. Not rip, but like basically rip. It ripped off your hair. So when you would like touch your face before, you'd be like, ooh, I have so much texture. And then when you would take it off, it would feel smoother. I'm convinced it's because it basically was like a Biore strip for your whole face and it just ripped the hair off of your face. So when you touched it afterwards, it was like tight, dry, and hairless. So of course it felt good, but your skin was probably mad at you. But I do remember going through quite a few of them before I finally was like, I don't know if this is doing anything for me. I don't even know. Are they still around? Are they still in business? Who knows? Editing Claire, put it in as a yes or a no. Okay, this is too funny. The next product is the Pat McGrath matte lipsticks. Again, clearly I didn't like these because this is on the list twice and I had already forgotten I already had these on the list. Now, let me read it. Luckily, I got mine on sale, but these are old school matte formulas where your lips have to be 100% perfect to wear them, otherwise your lips are whack looking. I already covered it, but I doubled down on the hate for these guys, so take my word for it. Take my word for it. Unless you have super delicious, perfect lips, just skip it. Skip it. Okay, next is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. The original one is the only one I've tried. Quote, "We got these in Canada in 2023, but this was so thick and so immovable. I don't know how it is everyone's favorite. You must have amazing skin for this to look good." Again, going back to that Charlotte Tilbury thing where purchasing this when it did get to Sephora Canada, I should have known better that the makeup style of the formula would have been that super thick full coverage from back in the day, but I just never connected those dots, and it was so, luckily I think I got the mini size so I didn't spend my full dollars on it, but no, that's a no. No, no, no. Next is a Clarisonic. Clarisonic, ready? Quote, "We all know why. It was so chunky to use. I used it for a good long time and purchased new brush heads twice, but eventually it became too much work." I actually liked it. I didn't find it caused any extreme damage to my skin. Maybe it did, and I was just young. At the time, like 10 years, I would have been like 20, 19 using it. I actually still have it. Let me go get it. Here it is. I know. What a blast from the past, you guys. This was an Amazon brush head actually. And if you don't know what this is, you would put your face cleanser here and you would turn it on and just get it into your skin. And all it did on the inside was gyrate the brush head. So it would just go like this, back and forth to get it frothy and clean. I never used the original brush head, and I think that's why I didn't ever have an issue with the Clarisonic that I could visibly see, whether or not it was because I always used the gentle brush heads or because I was young. Again, I won't know the answer until time travel is a thing. But I definitely, looking back as more of a real adult, your hands are just as good to like, just use your hands. You didn't need to spend 100 Canadian to wash your face. A little bit of a regret. Okay, next is the Fenty Slim Lipsticks. Quote, they were so dry and never looked good. Understandable why they were discontinued. I don't think this was anyone's favorite. You can jump in the comments, you can let me know if I'm wrong, but I really don't think this was anyone's favorite lipstick. So they like launched and got discontinued really quickly, and I purchased it when it was on sale. So maybe that's why it was even more dry, because it was already a matte lip formula that if it's old, it can already start to be drying out if it's stored improperly. So there's a lot of things at play. I have finally 2 powders, the e.l.f. HD powder and the e.l.f. Halo Glow loose powder. The e.l.f. HD powder, no talc, doesn't set anything, barely mattifies, garbage. The Halo loose didn't set makeup, didn't highlight face, was way too pigmented, and was not transparent or fair. If you have been watching me for a while, you'll know in my tutorials and stuff, I kept on saying, this powder shall not be named, powder that shall not be named. It was those e.l.f. powders. I hated them. I didn't want to give e.l.f. any positive word of mouth that I was using it, because I hated it. It was not going to be mentioned in any of those tutorials that it was the e.l.f. products. I actually ended up cutting the Halo loose powder because it wouldn't set anything because it was talc free. And then the e.l.f. HD powder was a backup I had purchased. The original one had talc, and then the backup I didn't realize didn't have talc until halfway through using it. So I ended up prying the lid off of the Halo Glow, and then I dumped the rest of the non-talc HD powder into the Halo loose powder to try to make it have some type of settingness. So you'll probably see that my skin has been way more mattified recently because I'm using a powder that has talc. I don't know what I'm gonna do when the talc ban takes away everything. I'm really Korea and China, maybe Japan as well, but I don't really know if you have very good setting powders. I know Korea and China does. Please hold out, hold it down for the makeup world. We need talc in our powders. I have dry skin and I need it. I need the talc. So please don't stop using it. I will buy all of your powders for the rest of my life until, I don't know, until I no longer wear makeup. Pretty, please don't stop using talc. And that's it. Those were the last 2 makeup products. I think I talked about a good variety. There's not a lot of drugstore because I don't buy a lot of drugstore, because in Canada, drugstore is still so expensive that you can get a cheaper Sephora brand for the same amount of money, or you just hold out for a sale or PC points, or like, there's just so many ways around buying drugstore. So I've never really been into drugstore makeup for myself. Yeah, I know my makeup looks really crazy in this video. I'm a little rusty at doing a dramatic look like this. Haven't done one in a long time, so brushing off the cobwebs there. Got very heated about Patrick Ta. Sorry if you're a fan of his. I don't care. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you liked me, thank you so much. You should consider subscribing so I can pop up in your feed more often. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Both are Claire Cuckoo as well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.